Hey, how you doing? My name is Deion Jordan with the Seattle Seahawks. And I just want to come here and just want to talk to you guys about the great work Dr. P has been able to do for me in a short amount of time with playing football. You know, I've developed stingers in my shoulder, in my neck, and also some knee issues. And in a very short amount of time, in about 4 sessions in 3 days, you know, Dr. P has done some amazing work. Some simple, amazing work, and also giving me a lot of knowledge, you know, on little ways that I, you know, as an athlete can improve with the work that he's done. It's been very amazing, and I'm thankful and looking forward to working with him moving forward.
Hey guys, Clark Gracie here, just about to start a training session here at my academy in San Diego, and I wanted to say thank you, Dr. Pete, for everything you've done for me and for the jiu-jitsu community. You're an amazing chiropractor, you're doing some magic, and if it wasn't for you, my jiu-jitsu life and career would be much more difficult to perform. So I really just want to thank you and highly recommend him to anyone who's considering using a chiropractor. You know, we get turned into pretzels on a regular basis here in jiu-jitsu, and definitely he helps put us back in order and in alignment with our spine and just back into shape. So thank you so much, and continue doing what you're doing, man.
Hey, this is Jake Shields. I've known Dr. Peter Goldman for over 10 years. Been working with him. He's a phenomenal chiropractor and an all-around healer. You know, anytime I'm injured, I'll call Pete right away and go and get adjusted. And the majority of the time, by the next day, you know, I'll be able to train again and back to normal. The few times I've had more serious injuries, you know, I've had to see him for a couple weeks, but always been healed up without having to get any surgeries or anything major. And I think Peter Goldman's been a big help and helped a lot with that.
I chose Dr. Pete Goldman as my healer based on his incredible knowledge and intuitive healing touch. I even brought my mom here, and after leaving for the first time pain-free in years, she said, "I wouldn't have believed it even if you told me."
I'm Tariq Kazim. I've been a patient of Dr. Peter Goldman's for over 12 years now, and our journey was a really interesting journey where, you know, every time I'd get treated by this guy, I'd say, "Hey, no, that's unreal." Went from a hand injury that I was told I could never make a fist again to, after one treatment, I've been making a fist since. Been utilizing Pete throughout our training camps as a coach to several world champions throughout the National Football League, and something really personal was my father. You know, my father was diagnosed with renal failure, and for 6 years my father had been going to dialysis. And about 2-3 years in, I just said, let's get him pretty consistent with Dr. Pete. And after his first visit, Dr. Pete had said, "Tariq, it's not renal, it's something in the brain. It's not renal, it's something in the brain." And treatment, my father started feeling a lot better than he did with his kidneys. With his dialysis. And as time had gone on, obviously medicine and medical teams kept keeping my father on this dialysis. And 2014, my father had passed. And about 3.5 weeks before he had passed, they had finally acknowledged that it wasn't a kidney issue, it was actually a brain issue that Dr. Pete had called out several years before. But it's been a consistency of these types of experiences and scenarios I've seen with my own family, myself, teammates, friends, that this whole method of what Dr. Pete is doing is truly the real deal. I mean, I can go on and on and on about the different types of stories and experiences and treatments I've seen through Dr. Pete, but I think some of the most standout ones I'd like to relay would also be with athletes. Because of my role and my job with player development throughout the National Football League and the UFC, I think it's really important for care. And some of the stories that experiences I've seen that I do want to share, because the most common are, for example, with Justin Tuck, 2-time Super Bowl out of the New York Giants, had stinger issues his whole career through college and through the National Football League. But when he came out to play for the Oakland Raiders, it was the first time in his life he had gone to practice without a stinger, and it really happened from that the treatments with Pete, as well as Bruce Gradkowski, 11-year quarterback in the National Football League. Hand issues, elbow issues, collarbone issues. The only proposition he would get would be surgery. It'd be 1 treatment, 2 treatments, 3 treatments in. As you guys all know, people are healed. And the stable consists of all sorts of names, all sorts of really highly competitive athletes. So for those of you who intend to have extended careers in professional sports or hobbyists in high volume activity, you guys all know Pete's the man.
Hi, I just wanted to talk about Dr. Pete and everything he's done for me. About 2 years when I first went to see him 2 years ago, I was suffering from migraines, incredible highs and lows from hormones that so many women go through, and kind of just unhappy. I don't know if I was so much depressed, but I couldn't figure it out. After seeing him, my migraines have gone away. I have no ups and downs. Like, I'm totally happy. I don't feel that sense of I think a little bit depressed or low, and have been so laser focused in everything I do and super creative. And I know that sounds weird, but he's helped me create a business that I never thought I would ever do, from the work that I've done with him, resetting my nervous system and everything. In addition, about 6 months ago, my mom, who had seen him before, was told that her jaw in her mouth was going to collapse, and that there was no way they could prevent that, and she had to go and undergo an operation. So we decided she should see Dr. Pete, and she came and saw him for a week in San Francisco, and went to get her operation a week or 2 weeks later. When she went back up for a follow-up with her doctors, they were amazed. They couldn't believe how well she had healed, and there was no sign of her jaw collapsing at all. She is can't believe it, over the moon, as we all are. And I just owe so much to him, and I think he's absolutely amazing.
Hey, Ralston Gracie here. Dr. Peter Goldman is really good at fixing my neck. If I ever throw it off training hard, or maybe sitting at the desk doing a tedious task, he'll always take the pressure off and set it healing really quick. The other thing that's very important for me is the digestive system. If I'm experiencing indigestion, any cramps, he sets that straight really well. That's the most important thing for me. Okay, if I'm too stressed out, he will notice that. He'll check my nervous system and set that straight, which affects everything. Lower back pain, sciatica, he sets that straight. Basically, whatever's needed most in your body to be healed, he will address that. And I always leave feeling very energetic and revitalized, and I highly recommend it. Thank you.
Hey everyone, Carlos Sapon with CS Jiu-Jitsu. I'm here at Dr. Pete Goldman's office. A little bit about me and him is, long gone, I broke my neck in C5 or C2, I think it's C5, and Dr. P asked me, how long do you see yourself healing? I said, I don't know, a year, 2 years. He says, good. How about you visit me and then we'll take a look before you go for surgery, because I had 2 doctors offering me to go surgery, and luckily I met Dr. P. So then I did intensely 2-3 months treatment with him, and long story short, I never had to have surgery. My neck is fully healed. I do jiu-jitsu for 30 years, and I now able to continue my journey healthy. And not only that, other parts of my body, due to the healing and the adjustment, is now fully functioned 100%. I feel great every day in my life, and each time I have an adjustment, it recharges my body back to full power and harmony. So I want to thank you so much, Dr. Pete. Highly recommend him for anyone who is seeking an alternative way to heal and give a chance to chiropractic technique, and also Dr. Pete, amazing techniques and knowledge. Thank you so much. Bye.
For me, Dr. Pete is not just a doctor. He's one of the best I ever seen. He did things to my body, fixed my body in a way I thought was impossible to be fixed. I believe the experience I have to be treating him was unbelievable. That's how I describe. Dr. Pete is unbelievable doctor.
Hi, my name is Adam Redzovic. I'm here today in LA, just got done with the great workout, living a very active lifestyle, jiu-jitsu, weightlifting, everything. And I just want to give thanks to my good friend Dr. Pete. Dr. Pete played a huge role in just me being healthy and hopeful. You know, over 10 plus years ago, I had several discs in my low back that were like severely herniated, causing really pretty much paralyzing me on and off. And I ended up doing some research, and the research ended up making me depressed. I started feeling that I'm just not going to be able to be as athletic anymore. I'm not going to be able to do the things I love to do as much. But thank God I did a little more research and came across Dr. Pete's website. I ended up flying out from Chicago to San Francisco, and was one of the best decisions I've made. Dr. Pete's one of the most impactful people that I've met. And here I am over 10 years later, and I'm actively competing. I'm very active, and I don't have any reservations on my health. My back is great, and anytime I do tweak something, my default setting is hope and belief that the body can recover, and Dr. Pete has played a tremendous role in that, so I want to thank him. And if you're thinking about visiting him, don't wait, do it. You won't regret it. And again, thank you, Dr. Pete, for everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you again soon, my friend.
Hi, my name is Lei Han, and I want to do a testimonial for Dr. Pete. Dr. Pete changed my life. When I was 31 years old, I thought I could not be healthier, but I was wrong. I actually was injured at work. I was traveling for work all the time, and I was working in very non-ergonomic conditions, and I got a pretty serious injury, what's called a repetitive strain injury. I was in probably constant pain for about 9 months, and I didn't think that I could heal. I actually went to 8 different doctors and tried all kinds of therapy, acupuncture, physical therapy, massage therapy, hand surgeons, etc. And they helped me heal to about 80%, but I was told I was going to get potentially a 25% permanent disability from this injury. I was shocked, but I wasn't going to give up. So I was thankful a friend referred me to Dr. Peter Goldman, and he healed me completely. It is a holistic approach. I love the adjustments, but also just the whole approach of zone healing, where it's connecting the mind, the emotions, the body. It changed my mindset about how I am impacting my own body. And so with his adjustments, I am completely healed. I am so thankful for his techniques and his help in giving me a different outlook on how I can live and work. So thank you, Dr. Pete, and I really appreciate it.
My name is Tony, and I'm a patient of Dr. Peter Goldman's. Prior to meeting Dr. Goldman, I had been diagnosed by the top medical professionals at USC with a condition called gastroesophageal reflux disease, where essentially my stomach was producing too much acid and it was eating me up from the inside. Those professionals told me that I would, 1, need an immediate surgery to correct the situation, and I would be left with a large scar across my stomach. 2, that I would have to limit myself to certain foods for the rest of my life. And 3, that I would have to sleep on a certain side of my body for the rest of my life so as to best alleviate that condition. Now, obviously, I didn't want this surgery, and I didn't want to have to do all that. And luckily, I came across Dr. Goldman, and the guy is a lifesaver. Within 3 visits, I was 100% healthy. 3 visits. I went from being diagnosed with a supposedly incurable condition to being 100% healthy, and I've been healthy ever since. If you're thinking about choosing Dr. Goldman for your medical care, I highly recommend it. The guy is a lifesaver, and he will take you to higher levels of health and happiness than you've ever experienced before. He's the best, and I recommend him for a reason.